Hello and welcome to the Ink Archive. My name is Briar, and today I am joined with Tyler for another weekly video here with our league, and we have some exciting matches here today, don't we, Tyler?
Yeah, we do. I believe we have one player who we have seen before. He's been playing this deck for a little bit, and that'll be Adam on his signature. I'm a bit blanking on the name, Amethyst Emerald. And then we also have Trevor, who I don't think we've seen before on the channel. I was helping him toy with this deck list a little bit. He's on Ruby Steel. Power Matters, kind of. He's playing like the Tinkerbell Assistant Fairy that cares about characters having 5 strength, and the Maximus, who again cares about people having strength. So he's playing a lot of higher strength characters, stuff like Prince John, Frady Cat, the newer Namari that scales with your discard, stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see. I know he doesn't have a ton of ways to deal with evasives, and I know that we've seen Adam's list before, who is playing a ton of them. So I think it's just a matter of being a race, and hopefully his super high strength characters get him some favorable trades that Adam's not quite expecting.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a very interesting matchup here, seeing basically this Ruby Steel deck that just doesn't really care about challenging a whole lot because it's just going to gain its lore from having characters with very high strength power on it. With that Maximus being able to have the ability that has, at the end of the turn, if you have a character with 5 or more strength, you gain 2 lore. If it has 10 or more strength, then you get to gain 5 lore, which is pretty crazy lore gain that you can get off of here. And seeing if he might be able to get that 5 lore off of that with some of these cards, with like the Sisu that he has in here, and as well as that Namari to gain that extra strength.
He just has a ton of other like inherently 5 strength characters as well, I believe. He's playing like the Miss Bianca, the Scar, the new legendary Scar, the like Prince John. There's a Pete. Like there's just so much. He's also playing Lumiere to give some other things strength. There's just so many things in the Pluto, the bodyguard Pluto. There's so many things in this deck that just happen to have 5 strength that he's just hoping to trigger like this Tinkerbell a bunch of times, and then hopefully get to Maximus and gain a little bit of lore from it in the end game.
Yeah, no, definitely. And we're starting to see these Tinkerbells come down here, having evasive. So that is an evasive answer kind of that we have here to help answer some of these evasive characters that are coming down from Adam's side of the board. And we see, of course, Genie and this Diablo with White Rose to kind of help get some lore quick. And then we now are seeing Trevor here starting to build a pretty wide board, having down this Pluto to come down with that 5 strength now, which is really nice, and protecting all of his characters as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seems that he's not aware of the Tinkerbell interaction here. He gained 4 lore there for the Tinkerbells. He can only gain 2. He can't pay the cost for the second Tinkerbell. So just a spot of not being super. This Tinkerbell is kind of weird because it like has to exert the character to pay for that cost to gain the 2. So a second copy doesn't actually do him a whole lot there.
Yeah, no, that Tinkerbell has definitely caused a lot of very interesting rules, questions, and how things interact with this Tinkerbell is quite very interesting to see what this Tinkerbell can do and what kind of like fun things it causes. But now we're seeing, of course, a Doc being played with an empty hand. So now we just get to draw 2 new cards. We see now a Sisu coming down and being able to gain some strength here, depending on how many cards Adam has in his hand.
Yeah, it's one of the ones that like he's hoping to use to trigger Sisu or Maximus. Though unfortunately in this meta with nobody having cards in their hand, it doesn't normally get up to the strength. But just questing for 2 is pretty strong. Even though it looks kind of bad for Trevor right now, I like Adam's not putting on a ton of pressure. I don't think he has a ton of cards in his hand, unless he just drew a bunch for Pull the Lever and I missed it. Okay, this also is going to be cause a bit of an issue here. I don't know, like I don't know how Adam like gets through this Pluto super well without like
Well, like that, I
just has
guess.
another under the sea. Yeah,
Yeah.
just has both of them. That'll do it.
Yeah, and
This is looking pretty
since
dire for Trevor now.
it is definitely, and what's really nice is that that Sisu did lower its strength because there is no cards in the hand, so it was able to go back down to 1 strength, and that Under the Sea definitely gets to clear all that board. But we see Trevor here top decking at Dock and then being able to play it and put down this Lumiere to gain some more strength from this Dock. So now Dock is now sitting at a 2 strength, and then any other character that comes in will also have the strength, which is great as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, with Trevor not ever being able to deal with this genie, I think it's probably really tough unless he finds like a strength for Raging Fire last minute here somewhere. At least this Mario let it like allow him to dig a little bit, though might be a little late.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a little bit late here, and we do see this Rapunzel on Adam's board here. This is Rapunzel, the High Climber. She's another evasive character, but whenever this character quests, you get to choose a opposing character, and they can't quest her in the next turn. So this can make some of these characters not being able to quest. So like this Namari can't quest to gain anything. And it's exactly what he does here is choosing that Namari so it can't quest for 2 the following turn. So it can pretty much only challenge. But when you have a whole board full of evasive, it's going to be very hard to deal with.
Yeah, you're just going to take out this Lumiere just in case. He probably doesn't really need to, but also only quest for 1, so it's not going to like hurt to take it out. And if he has bells in his hand or in his deck anywhere, you can end up moving the damage and at least try to get some value off of it. Is that another Dock in Trevor's hand?
Is this going to be a 3rd Dock we're seeing? I think it is. If not, it might be Happy.
Yeah.
But we do see Pluto, and it is another Dock. That is a 3rd Dock that he has in his hand. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of Docks. Could we see a 4th this game? I don't know. We might be able to see a 4th.
I think Adam's got lethal. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they realized it, and we're just going to go ahead and go to the next game.
Yeah. That's all right. The 2 Under the Sea, Trevor might be able to fight back from 1 Under the Sea, but 2 was pretty backbreaking.
Yeah, no, 2 Under the Seas is definitely a rough thing to come by. And the funny thing is he's only running 2 Under the Sea and saw both of them, which is
I think he kept
crazy.
1 in his opener. Like, yeah, I think he got 1 in his opener, so either he drew it or drew the other copy of his opener too, because he didn't draw that many cards that game.
No, he didn't. So he somehow got 2. We knew he kept that 1, but man, that second one coming in and drew them both is quite crazy, and then was able to use them pretty much almost turn after turn just to clear boards, which is great.
Yeah. Have we seen that Rapunzel before in Adam? I don't think we have, right?
Not from Adam. So this is a new card he's been playing around with. I know when we first saw him a few weeks ago, he was playing some other cards here, but I think he was testing out the Rapunzel here in this new list. And I mean, so far it seems to be pretty good, being a 2/5 that can quest for 2 and has evasive, which isn't bad as well.
Yeah, it helps stop like some of the aggro decks that are running around that like a good answer to like Nala and that kind of thing to stop it from just running away with the game. Or even it stops Tiana's really nicely.
Yeah, no, definitely stopping a Tiana, stopping that aggro matchups, which can be kind of rough to play against. It's definitely very nice to have that card. I mean, you also have a few other cards in here that can help answer it, like Lewis, our good old alligator friend. He can definitely give some of those characters reckless, so they can't really quest. And most of the time, you're challenging into that Lewis, and they're going to pretty much be banished because Lewis has got that 4 strength.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe Trevor will be on the play here.
Now, what is interesting, I've been seeing in this Trevor's list here is this Pete Freeboater. which is kind of interesting. It's a 3-cost card that has 5 strength and 2 willpower, and it quests for 1. So this is a nice little target for an early game 5 strength character that can take out stuff, or even, of course, trigger this Maximus.
Yeah, it's specifically here to trigger Tinkerbell and Maximus mostly, and just needed another. He needed another 3-cost character just to like smooth out the curve. I think he was between this card and he ended up adding the Mr. Smee that gets evasive, the one on the board right now. He was between these two characters for a while, like trying to figure out where he wanted them, because he wanted like some amount of answers to evasives, but also didn't want to let up too much on the 5 strength characters in the deck.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a really good choice. I like this option that's in here that can trigger some of these abilities going off, which is very, very nice to see.
I think if he gets to keep this Smee alive, he can play that Miss Bianca next turn too.
Yeah, no, that would be very nice. I don't think there's going to be really a way to challenge into it coming in, unless if we see like maybe what is this, a Lewis maybe, or I don't even know. Not even Lewis would even do anything. I don't know if there's really an answer for this Smee right now.
He plays a standout. We've seen that before. So if he really wants to commit getting rid of the Smee, which I don't think he does, but that's a lot to commit to getting rid of Smee, but he could do it.
Yeah, that is an option. He actually might have that in his hand.
It's probably what he's deciding between this White Rose or playing the standout. I imagine he's probably he's got Lewis and White Rose. That's his decision. I think. I don't think Trevor cares about either of these cards.
All right, so we see the Lewis, of course, targeting the Sisu here, giving it Reckless, so it has to challenge into something. And the only thing exerted is going to be this Lewis here. And since Lewis has got that 4 strength like we were talking about, this Sisu only has 4 willpower, so it will be banished in this challenge if it does challenge into it.
Yeah, I imagine Trevor inking something, playing the Miss Bianca, and then challenging it so he gets to keep his Sisu. But we'll see. This is fairly, yeah. He just wants this 4-cost 5/5 on the board. We got rid of his Maximus. Probably decided he wasn't getting there anytime soon. This man and his docks.
Oh yes, he's got those docks right there. And of course we get to see this Namari here coming down, deciding what card to discard. I'm pretty sure he's going to pick one of those docks. There's no reason not to.
Yeah, it does signal to his opponent that he has another one in his hand, but it's not like Adam could do anything about it other than maybe pull the lever him twice or something. But that's not really gonna happen.
Yeah, now we see this Genie here singing Standout so that Elsa can gain some more strength and challenge this Namari and get it banished and get it out of the way so he doesn't have to worry about getting to draw cards, as well as it's already got low strength on it because there's only 2 cards in the discard, so it was only going to be able to deal 2 damage back, which is very small, but that's a good way to get rid of it quickly just because before it starts building up real quickly to get that high strength.
I think Trevor here has to ink the Bianca, even though he's probably not okay. Not going to. Interesting. I think if I'm Trevor here, I want to play the Lawrence and the Doc and ink the Bianca. The Bianca's not doing much anymore, and he has to pay full retail for it. And I would rather get 2 bodies on the board than 1. But I guess maybe he just doesn't care about the Bianca at all, is what it seems like. Trying to dig and see if he can find anything that's a little more impactful.
Yeah, and he did find
like a Pluto or something.
Yeah, he did find a Tinkerbell and a Scar here, which aren't bad options. He could have played the Tinkerbell just so he could have it out, but so he can gain that lore when playing the Scar the next turn, which could be an option here. But he decided not to do that and just hold on to these characters. I mean, he might even be at under the sea range, so he wanted to make sure that Tinkerbell doesn't get lost or anything.
I mean, there's also a bunch of evasive characters on the board, and if he knows, obviously, you can see that Adam's playing this Elsa. I mean, if he's worried about another Elsa coming down. The only awkward thing is this Scar isn't doing a ton right now, unfortunately. Yeah, he might be like looking to play both next turn. I think he has enough ink to play both, or if he draws an Inkable, at the very least he does. And that way he can gain 2 off of the Scar and maybe banish the stock for some extra value.
Yeah, and it looks like he is 1 ink shy, but he did draw. I think what is that? No, that is not an inkable card. He did draw the Prince John here, but I think we're gonna probably see it.
It's the trigger out.
Yeah, exactly. I see that trigger here, being able to gain that lore from playing this John with Tinkerbell here, which is very nice. And then we're just going to see all these characters just questing out, trying to race to the end here. And we see this on Adam's board here. We see this Ursula, the White Rose, a Genie, and a Elsa. Now, this Genie is a very different Genie. Well, now we're seeing our main Genie, our good old faithful Genie. But the other one that we see on here is Genie of the Lamp, which is really a neat card. It's a 4-cost character that is a 2/3 that has evasive and gets a quest for 2. But what's really nice about it is it has a second ability that gives, while this character is exerted, he gives all of your other characters 2 strength, which is insane. It's almost like this our new favorite Lilo card, but in green, and it's permanent as long as this Genie is exerted, which is crazy.
Yeah, we saw him use this Genie to great effect a couple of weeks ago, I think. Where it was just like running over his opponent, never having an answer to an evasive, and just Genie just getting to let everybody challenge forever, taking like super profitable trades as we're seeing here. Though I don't know that Trevor cares too much. I mean, he cares a little bit. I think these 2 Genies are going to cause an issue.
Yeah, no, these Genies just being evasive is going to be a big issue here. But I mean, we see pretty much almost a cleared board here, just leaving this Prince John on the field. And it can be a rough little match here. We're of course seeing this Namari, which gets to gain a bunch of attack here. I'm not exactly sure what the strength is on this character, but it's going to be a lot. I can tell you that.
Yeah, we know he lost at least 3 characters and pitched a card here, so it's at least 4 or 5.
Of course, now we get to see this Prince John here being banished in this challenge, but we're seeing only this Namari left on the board. But man, there's a lot of evasive characters sitting here on Adam's side of the field. We've got 2 Genies, a Elsa, and this new Rapunzel. And there's really no way to answer that. But we're seeing from this Namari being played, we see that Trevor discards a Strength of a Raging Fire, which probably is going to be one of the only answers to answer this board pretty quickly. And we're not seeing that happen here.
Yeah, he just doesn't have enough characters to take out anything relevant. If he had another, well, that's gonna be it then.
Wow. Well, okay, yeah.
Go coming out of nowhere.
Go cleaning up that game. That was quick. Wow. Well, I guess that's it. That was a quick game.
Yeah, I mean, Go does Go things. We've all gotten got by Go at some point. She just kind of comes in and says, "Oh, I was losing and now I'm winning," or in this case, it's tied and now I just win the game. But it happens. That's what she's there for, is to try and close a game that seems close and just say, "No, I'm winning now."
Yeah, no, she can definitely close that game and come out of the middle of nowhere. Right when you're thinking that, man, I'm in a good spot. I've got all these characters on board, and I can just start taking care of everything. And then all of a sudden, your opponent goes, "All right, I have a go-go. I gain a bunch of lore. Cool, good game." And finishes off the game right there. And that's exactly what we see. And it can be very surprising and come in when you're just not expecting it.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, make sure you click that like button down below. And if you're new, go ahead and click the subscribe button and tell us what you guys are looking forward to seeing in this set. Because we're seeing a lot of really cool. We're starting to see a lot of other decks kind of come up from like the underside of not seeing a lot of top tier decks that we're normally seeing. And then top tier is kind of like been spreading out here. And we're seeing a lot of other cool little fun decks that's been coming out here. If you're ready to see some more, definitely, like I said, click that subscribe button and get notified of all of the videos that we get to post here. And until next time, we will see you later. Bye.
Yep.